every time I log on here, there's a notification about something that I have to do or something that I've missed. Or how is everybody? I'm really loving coming on here to find a whole bunch of people already have left a whole bunch of comments and people are talking already with each other. I really like that. I like that it's already become a community. I actually love that. And thank you for the likes. And please do like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to today's live stream. Today's tea. If you've been following me, what tea is this just from the color? It's sort of actually I've blended two, orange and a little bit red. So you got the root chakra and the sacral. I've got root and sacral for stability and creativity. Stability. A lot of us are feeling unstable right now. Yeah. So how is everybody? Please like, share, and subscribe. I am being sued. Yours truly is getting her brown ass sued because I got all excited about being an activist in Canada and thought that, Canada was a country where people can speak. Apparently, I was wrong. So I'm being sued. So I have a fundraiser going on for my legal defense. Please like, share, please subscribe, please consider donating. And everyone who has already donated, I want to say a big thank you. That involves so many of you, regardless if you've donated here on the super chats, if you've donated to the KFH. KFH. Why is they're already starting to censor? What? No thanks. I don't want to enjoy anything. Um, yeah, some of the comments are being censored, guys. So KFH, you've donated, honey. Thank you. Brielle Elizabeth. Brielle donated. I saw. Thank you. I need to go in and do an update video, which I probably will do this week for my fundraiser. It slowed down a lot, and I'm not really sure how to get the momentum picked up because no one's helping me with this fundraiser. The initial fundraiser that I did for my immigration, which was rejected, somebody was asking about that. My immigration application was rejected by the Canadian government, and after it was rejected, I did not reapply. My initial fundraiser, I had a team of people helping me, the people that were behind One Godless Woman. But now that I'm being sued, nobody's helping me. So I really would love it if you guys would share, raise awareness about this fundraiser. I really can't say much with regards to the case or the legalities of the case or who, what, where, and what, and who's involved, and even the lawyer that I'm trying to hire. I really can't mention anything. It has to be kind of hush hush because once it goes in front of a judge and they start seeing these live streams and I'm discussing the case, it's not going to go well. They don't like that. So root chakra tea, yes, I'm being sued, Kugito, honey. If you look at the top of the chat, as well as in the description, you'll see that I have pinned a fundraiser. Please do like, please do share, please subscribe. I don't care. If you want to donate, please donate. I do need the support right now. I do appreciate everyone. I really do. And everyone who shows up here. Brandon loves the movies, is always here, and he's such a positive spirit. I really enjoy having him here. Brielle, KFH, orange tea bed. Here we go. Special K on acid. No, honey, it's chakra tea. It's chakra tea, and I need it. Ah, I can feel myself being grounded. So yes, Brielle Elizabeth has donated. KFH has been extremely supportive. Kevin, Roger donated the other day. I can't remember who else. But yes, I will make sure to give you guys a shout out and a thank you and a gratitude because I have not been really updating my gives and go with, like, I try to go in and like, and whoever prays for me. If you pray for me, if you send me a prayer, I do respond, and I do appreciate. I appreciate anything. I appreciate anything right now. Any positive, any positivity you can send my way, I would really appreciate it. I did a video recently on my other channel. I'll marry you to get you citizenship. You know, I wish I had that. I wish I could do that. I know a lot of people do that, but I can't do that. I can't. And honestly, it's funny, after my application for citizenship was rejected, and that happened before COVID hit and I started getting sued, and but now that I think of it, I'm thinking that probably was for the best. That's it. It never went through. Because I don't know if I would be proud right now to belong right now here. Maybe down the road. I don't know. I just don't feel like I don't belong. I really never have felt that I belong anywhere. And pride has never been a thing for me. So, anyhow, let's not digress too much. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining the live stream. I did want to talk about the global freedom movement and get a discussion going on about that and see what everyone thinks. Hi, nice to see you, Eric. You look very good. God bless you. Thank you, honey. Thank you. I appreciate the wishes and the prayer and the positivity. I do appreciate all of that. People who emit positive vibrations, I've learned to come, I've come to learn to appreciate, because being online, the easiest thing to do is crap. Hey, Rob. The easiest thing to do is to crap on everyone and on everything. So let's get into the topic. I wanted to discuss, like, I don't want to just keep it limited. I was never involved in the Freedom Convoy here in Canada. So I can't really comment much about that. It was actually one of the reasons I ended up breaking up with my own team, because they got involved in it heavy duty and then they sort of kept me away from it, and I never understood why. I would have loved to be part of that. But as they say, everything happens for a reason. So I did want to talk about one of the things, or one of the, if in spirituality, there's a saying, as within, so without. I don't know if many of you know or heard of that or know what that means. But basically, if you're filled with, I don't even know how to say it, the world around you, the world that you see around you and that you interact with, is nothing but a reflection of what is inside of you. That is essentially the gist of as within, so without. So what I have come to notice, or one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I didn't just want to talk about the freedom movement within Canada, is that the fight in general for freedom, and you have to understand that the fight for freedom is happening pretty much in every country right now. Regardless what you read on the garbage news, the lying legacy media. But every country is fighting. The citizens of every nation are fighting. West, East are fighting for freedom and for sovereignty. It is happening on a worldwide scale, including in nations that have known nothing but the illusion. It's not really freedom. Like, I came to Canada and I'm like, freedom! But then after the past 3 years, I've come to realize that we have an illusion of freedom. We don't necessarily have freedom. So these countries that have freedom, or they think that they have freedom, the fight is even more than countries like Iran or countries like China, where you see the people are literally uprising. There's an uprising happening against the government. It's actually quite interesting. One of the points that I did wanted to discuss with you guys is that how I find it fascinating that people who belong in oppressive regimes, where they actually have laws against rising up against the government, where they will kill you, hang you, like that guy that they just hung in Iran, are willing to put more of a fight, and they have more determination and more will than those who are living in the Western democracies. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but that is something that I can like, even on the small, like, the small scale, I guess, of my own surroundings. I know that I fought hard over the past 3 years for my own freedom and for the freedom in general. And as a result of that, the 90% of the people around me submissed to the mandates. They completely submissed, and they turned against me. And as such, I ended up losing pretty much everything you can imagine that you would hold dear to yourself, from your profession to your friends to your loved ones to your projects that you've been working on for years, to money, investments, opportunities. Everything, I gave it up. Why? Because I stood my ground. And I did not see, I actually know nobody who is not, who's native to this country, to Canada, and not native like Aboriginal, like Canadian is what I'm trying to say, who has put up 10% of the fight that people like myself have put up. Everyone got afraid. Everyone didn't want to lose their job, and I'm not mocking, and I'm not ridiculing, and I'm not upset. It is what it is. We all are walking our own path. I might be at a specific point in my own path that is very different from everyone else's, but I stood my ground, and as a result, I've lost everything. And I don't see that in Canada. Canadians are very, very, Westerners in general, I would say. And I'm not trying to crap on people, by the way. Like I said, I'm trying to just be honest and sort of hash this out. Are very, very attached. They're very attached. The other thing that I wanted to discuss is how fear, regardless, be it you're an Aboriginal. Oh, hi, KFH. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you did? Oh, thank you, KFH, honey. My God, come here. Let me marry you. Come. Thank you, KFH. You're very special. You're very special, man. Thank you, honey. I do appreciate you and your energy. I say this every time because I see money as a form of energy. Here, unfortunately, people see money as, they've worshipped money. They see money as a god, you know? But thank you, honey. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to you and for your support. Thank you. Where was I before KFH interrupted me with his kindness? Yeah, fear is being used in the West. It's being used in the same way that it's used in the East, in dictatorships and in abusive regimes, to control people, because it's easy. It's the tactic that has worked throughout the ages. Control the people with fear. In the olden days, it used to be the church and the Inquisitions, the Spanish Inquisition and whatever, and the name of God and the Salem witch hunts. The people who accuse me of doing witchcraft and being a witch. What's wrong with being a witch? I guess they like the burning of women during the Salem witch hunts. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, especially the masking. The masking is where I see it the most. The face masks and the control of people with fear and with vaccines and with the pandemic. It's mostly immigrants who have been able, although I have to say the immigrants in my area, I don't know if they just want to be accepted. A lot of the newcomers in my area wear the mask. They wear the mask like women who escaped Iran are wearing the mask, and I'm like, wow, look at you. What's the difference? Exactly. Because you have to understand the face veil, the forced veiling of women, stripping us of our rights, at least in the country that I come from, which is a dictatorship and uses fear to divide people and to control citizens. The face veil was used as a method to control, and it was disguised as safety. It was safety for women. Stopping women from driving was also used for safety. The same illogical reasoning, it's dogmatic, and you can never question it, and there's absolutely no evidence of it. The extreme reasoning, oh, here, well, the viral load of a person who is asymptomatic has it been shown at all to cause infection? Has there been one study to show that an asymptomatic carrier carries enough viral load to transmit COVID? No, there has not been. Has there been any one legitimate study that showed face masks work? No. Has there, and even if there was, you have bypassed medical ethics. In my part of the world, they use it to say that it's for women's safety so that they don't get raped, and women aren't allowed to drive because driving, women can lose their virginity. These are the absurd reasons. And I've never heard of a woman lose her virginity. Same thing with riding a bicycle. We were prohibited from going to the gym. We were prohibited from riding bicycles. I used to go horseback riding when I was young. The religious police came in one day and shut it down for women, and then I stopped, and I used to love it. Love it. You cannot imagine the amount of sadness and depression I went to when that was taken away from me. You know why? Because they said that riding a horse, women can lose their virginity. It's for their safety. It's for their honor. And now you have safety, safety, safety. Be safe, safe, safe. Everywhere I go, be safe, stay safe. I'm like, don't wish this cowardice on me. I'm a person who lives my life to, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I'm not, and that's what I keep saying to people. You're wearing a mask so you can reach your death safely. That's basically it. But it's this tactic, because people here in the West have known nothing but freedom, because they have known nothing but safety, they've swallowed this pill. They've swallowed this pill, and they've believed their government. Oh, the government, I trust the government. Well, you're an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. You trust the government? You've been wearing a face mask for 3 years? That's how much you trust your government. For safety. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit excited here. Brielle, I didn't know. Yes, I did. I did, Brielle. I did. Yes, I used to love it. Yeah? Oh, see, we have more in common than you think. It's not just curly hair, Brielle. There's a lot in common between us, honey. And thank you for your donation to my fundraiser, Brielle. Thank you, sweetie. You're a lovely, lovely lady. Lovely. Brielle and KFH need to get together. Kevin and Brielle, hook up. All right, where was I? Don't get me distracted here. I want to continue on with my little rant about global freedom. Yes, in the West, essentially, the government has become God. The government and money. Oh, okay, Kevin is donating. It makes me sad that people in the Maritimes have treated you poorly. I was born in New Brunswick. It's where I went. I went to Cape Breton. I went to Cape Breton before I completely got broke. I took a little bit of money and I went on a trip, and I knew it was going to be my last trip, that I was going to be stuck at home. And I went to Cape Breton, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's not just they treat each other poorly and they treated me poorly. Whatever, I'm different. I've always been different. My family hates me. It's because I stand my ground. I always stood my ground. I have specific morals and my blueprint inside of me that I walk by and I live by, and I can't explain it to people, and it bothers people because I won't submit to stupidity. I just won't. I've always said that, it's come true. I've always said, I'd rather be poor than live shackled and like a sheep. And that's pretty much where it got me. But I went to New Brunswick, and the number of people who smoke And I'm not passing judgment. But smoking is a destructive habit. It just is. Smoking used to be something sexy in the 60s and the 70s. But we have come to find out through evidence and research that it kills you, and it hurts every organ in your body, including your brain, not just your lungs. And it causes cancer, and it's been linked to so many ailments. It turns your teeth yellow. It stains your fingertips. It's an ugly thing to do. I see women who are pregnant smoke here. But in Cape Breton, everyone smoked. Young women, and I know they're young. You can see an 18-year-old. You can tell that she's 18, 19. You can tell this is a teenager. You can tell this is a 20-year-old. You can tell. Obese, morbidly obese, not just obese. Morbid obesity. Young women, morbidly obese. And I'm like, what's happening? And it's everywhere. It's a true epidemic of morbid obesity and ill health, and yet they project. When I go into a store and I want to try a shirt on and I can't find my size, and the woman serving me in the store, and I try to go to small businesses, to support them, and the woman behind the cashier is about 5 tons, and I ask her for my size, and she stares me up and down, and she's like, "We don't have it." I'm like, "Okay, thanks." I don't know what's happening. It's like they hate themselves. They've learned to hate themselves. They hate their skin tone. I had a lefty girlfriend here who at some point came to me and she's like, "I'm a globalist." I'm like, "Okay, see you later. Catch you later." You might as well tell me that you're a Nazi. you know? I'm like, "Yeah, great, good for you. You be globalist. I'm out." But she used to tell me all the time, like, she hates her skin tone. She was beautiful. She was a redhead. She had freckles on her face. Beautiful woman. Green hazel eyes. Hated herself. She was in her 60s, never got married, never had children, hates children. When I talked to her about children, she would tell me she would do this to me. And I'm like, wow. Wow, somebody just gave a thumbs down. So you've come to allow your government to teach you to hate your own self. When you hate your own self, like I was just saying, as within, so without, you're going to hate everything and everyone around you. That's just the way it is. You have to start by loving yourself. And that is, I believe, the conscious movement that you see happening around the world. Most people I know gained weight during, yeah. Yeah, no, I started working out during the lockdowns. I started working out heavy duty, and I started watching my diet, and I fixed my diet, and I got rid of alcohol, but this is what I'm saying, the schism that happened in society, right? You have people who deteriorated, and because the ones who watch the news and believe everything the government says. And then you have other people who became sort of more awake or more aware. Yeah, I'm telling the hard truth, which is why there's one thumbs down. I hurt somebody's feelings. So, okay, so what was I saying? The fight for freedom. The fight for freedom that is occurring is also happening not just on a global scale, but it's also happening for many of us on a personal level. A lot of us are trying to achieve personal freedom from the systems that are around us, that we have become enslaved to, be it financial, be it political, be it healthcare, be it education, the school system, the university system. A lot of us are trying to break free on a personal level from these systems. And that's what I said, like, we're essentially sovereign beings. We're sovereign beings who were born into a system of enslavement. It was going fine and dandy up until the last 3 years. And now they have you by, they have you. They have you. They can tell you to go take a vaccine. They can tell you to order you to put a face mask on and treat you like a piece of garbage. I've seen in my area, like I would look for jobs every now and then, although I know I cannot go work anywhere right now. But they would, some of these jobs, especially if it's just like a regular job, part of the job requirement is that you stand for 6 hours. You have to stand for 6 hours. And I'm like, that's inhumane. That's inhumane. And they give you a 15-minute pee break as well as to eat in the 6 hours. I'm like, how did we reach this level of enslavement where part of the job is for you to tell me that I have to stand for 6 hours straight? Where have we reached as a society? And to give me 15 minutes to pee. What if I have to go poop? What happens then? Do you deduct it from my pay? But yeah, it's very interesting to see the fight that is happening. It's happening both on a global scale, but it's also happening to a lot of people on a personal scale. A lot of people are struggling right now because they don't have the personal support around them to help them break free from these systems. Some of us are lucky. I actually consider myself to be lucky. I broke free. I gave it all up. I don't have a problem because I stand in my own moral code so strongly that every time a decision like this comes, I never make a decision. Sometimes I make them out of fear and I always regret it. But I always stand my ground and I let it go. I let the job go. I let the person go. I let the person I love go. I let the money go. I let it go. And as soon as I do that, something very stable appears in my life. And it's been fascinating to go through this. It really has. Hey, Biker Bob, how are you? Give me a thumbs up, guys, just to counteract the silly thumbs down that I just got. Okay, so yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, is that you're seeing the freedom movement happen on an individual level. You're seeing it happen on a community level. You're seeing it happen on a national level. And you're also seeing it happen on a global scale. Now, the divide itself that you're seeing is going to continue to grow. People are going to continue to lose relationships. They're going to continue to lose jobs, homes, attachments, whatever, money, investments, projects, until you, I guess, achieved. The challenge right now is to achieve personal freedom completely and sovereignty from anything and everything, until you reach a point of total independence. Now, I feel envious because I follow a lot of people who woke up. Some of the people I follow woke up like 12 years ago, and they had already begun this process. And now I find that they are at a point in their lives where they are completely independent of all these systems, and they are completely stable financially, and they have situated themselves in a place in their lives where all of this chaos is happening around them, and it's not touching them. It's literally not touching them. Now, I would like to reach that point. I'm not there just yet. But I do believe 2023 is going to be bringing a lot of incredible change to a lot of us on a personal level, on a personal scale. Look for it in your immediate surroundings first. Stop looking at the global scale or the national scale. It's not going to appear there just yet. Everyone here in Western Canada is super pissed about the gun ban. Where I'm at, everyone has a sticker on the back of their car saying something about guns. That they want gun reform. Gun reform or gun regulation. You have to understand, it's pretty brainwashed where I'm at. I don't know how they've reached this point, but they truly have. They truly have. Which is why I don't argue. with anyone. I go out and, I do the pleasantries that everybody wants me to do, which is fine because I'm pleasant in public. I don't go out and yell and scream and get angry at people, even though that's what they projected at me during the pandemic. But it's all good. It's all good. But it's very interesting to see where I'm at. The like I know people that are just zombies. Zombies. I look at them and I really do try not to judge. But it's interesting. It's interesting where the universe has placed me right now and where I find myself and where I have remained for 3 years. I really try not to engage in judgment, and I really try to understand. And I think I do understand the mindset. I do sympathize with the mindset of the people around me. My problem is when they begin to project hatred. That's my problem. Because they are suffering and there is something that needs, like, I know so much now and I would like to help them. But I guess you can't help those who don't, you have to help yourself. It has to start there. So it's very interesting to see that contrast. Kevin! Thank you, Kevin. Now they're saying that the unvaxxed get into, I saw that, into more car accidents. The Canadian study. Canadian garbage study. I swear to God, so much is going to change after all this nonsense. And people believe it. I'm like, so what's the correlation? They don't know. But there's a study. A study came out. And it showed... I'm like, yeah? Yeah, what's the methodology? What's the funding? Who funded the study? What's the bias? Was the bias disclosed in the study? What's the sample size of the study? Do you know anything about the study? Other than the news, what the news said? No, I don't. But the unvaxxed get into more car accidents. That's where we're at. Okay. Great. Medical research has gone to complete shit. The next time somebody, by the way, people have become experts in medicine, in immunology, in virology, and in medical research and peer-reviewed studies and literature, apparently. Everybody now is an expert. Everybody's like, yeah, there's a study that showed that masks worked. I'm like, yeah, whatever, yeah. Okay, good for you. You go make love to that study. You go take that study, print it 50,000 times, and send it out to everybody. Whatever. There's a study that shows everything. There's a study about everything. You quote what you like. Yeah. Anyway, and then the people that compare them, I love this. The people that say their counter argument is basically like a comparison. Next time you go into the OR, you tell the surgeon not to wear a mask. I'm like, you're comparing the general public to the hospital? You think that a school or walking around in a mall or working in your job is the same as the operating room? You think it's the same? Where? What is the same? There's no open wound. The masks that we wear in the operating room, we wear them to stop wound contamination. We don't wear them to stop viral spread. Analogies, who said it? Scott Adams on Twitter. When somebody begins to make an analogy for you, they've already admitted that they've lost the argument. They're telling you, I've lost the argument, I have nothing to say, so I'm going to make this analogy. You can make an analogy about anything, So analogies I find funny, but people are using them as valid argument points right now. I'm like, have you ever worked in a hospital? Do you know? Do you know anything about hospitals? Can you tell me about the ventilation system in the operating room? No, they can't. Is it the same as the ventilation system in a school? Oh, I don't know, but we wear masks. Okay, you guys I'm diverting too much. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah. on a global scale, you're seeing the unrest happen. You've even seen the unrest against the extreme, what is it, COVID zero lockdowns that is happening in China. You see the instability that is happening in Iran, to the point that the Iranian mullahs themselves are talking. They're talking about, stripping some power away from the religious authorities or the Basij, just like Saudi Arabia did. When was it? I think it was 7, 8 years ago. Saudi Arabia completely stripped the authority away from the religious thugs. Hey, Kevin, thank you. It states right on the back of the package that masks work. What? That the masks won't stop a virus. Yeah, I was at a dinner table when the mandates were still in effect. I was at a dinner table, and the person, this is a very important, like very high up person in the banking industry in the province I'm in. He had the mask in his pocket. He had a cloth mask. And of course he's morbidly obese and all of that, right? Typical progressive. So I said to him, "You wear masks?" He's like, yeah. I don't want to catch COVID. And I'm like, you think that mask works? When the blue mask, the surgical mask on the box itself, I said this to him, and his wife was there. I said, on the surgical mask box, it says that it does not work for airborne viruses. It says that. He lost his shit on the dinner table. Ah, what? And condom boxes also say that they don't prevent something. I'm like, what? What? Condoms? What? He lost his mind and started, giving me a story. Like I was just telling you, a comparison. And I'm like, whoa, you've lost your logic. And you're in this high position of power. Look at you. But it begins with the authority figures, right? And I've not seen them since. I realized at that point the brainwashing, how extensive it is, and that you can't talk to these people. There's no reasoning with them. There's just isn't. You can't reason with a radical. You can't reason with an extremist. You can't. They turn violent on you. So, yeah, there's no logic. You might as well go reason with the Taliban. You might as well go reason, with a bunch of communists. It's impossible. You can't. They know only extremism, possibly violence. All right. So talking about extremism, you're seeing, Brandon, I don't know why your comments always they're hidden. So you saw it in Canada, you're seeing it in China, you're seeing it in Iran, and you're also seeing it in nations that, like I said, operate under the guise that they are democracies and that they have freedom, or at least the illusion of freedom. Here in Canada, you saw it as the Freedom Convoy. The Freedom Convoy, or the truckers convoy, or whatever it is, which significant divides. It's funny. The only other thing in Canada that I saw that caused a divide, other than Trump, COVID, was the Freedom Convoy. It caused a significant level of divide within the nation. But outside of Canada, it inspired millions. It inspired countries to adopt the same tactics and to engage in it, and it gave a lot of people hope. I know in the spiritual community that, I'm part of multiple spiritual communities. I'm not just part of one. I don't like identifying with one thing. I don't like becoming one thing. During the Freedom Convoy, they would hold mass meditations, and they would say mass meditation for the Canadian Freedom Convoy, and I would join. It was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. And in the comments, you'd see people crapping on the Freedom Convoy. So it was very interesting to see the level of divide. The divide that happened has has occurred in every aspect of society. Every aspect. Spiritual, not spiritual, medical, law, it doesn't matter, family. It happened, the divide ran deep. The divide ran deep. So the Freedom Convoy in Canada really did inspire a lot of people. But, like, I'm not going to say that it was all good. It did have bad players. It did have those who are trying to vilify the movement itself, or they're trying to use the movement for their own personal gain. That's the other thing I've noticed. The Freedom Convoy itself divided got fractured into multiple aspects. And I don't know who's true and who's not. I'm out of it now completely. But I do see a lot of people pushing it to gain personal, personal gain. They want to turn it into something that benefits them on a personal scale. And I'm not going to tell you that that's a bad thing. That's fine. But there are those that I really see it being pushed hard, and it's kind of killing it for me. Like it's taken away. Hey, Kevin. Apparently we're a fringe minority. No, we're not. No, we're not. The problem is a lot of people are quiet. Thank you for the donation, honey. Thank you. I appreciate you, Kevin. The problem is the people who are quiet. What's the saying? Like, it's not, society doesn't go to shit because of a bunch of tyrants. It goes to shit because the people who are quiet. And they sit back and they look at the injustice and watch. When I was at that dinner table where the guy lost his marbles over the mask, his wife is also a very important sort of executive. I don't really want to mention anything, but she was sitting at the table and we were at her cottage, and apparently, and I knew it was a lie, apparently her neighbor had just come back from a trip and she went out to walk on the beach and somebody reported on her. So the next day, the COVID police came and handed her a ticket for $10,000. This is like an urban legend. I don't really know if this story happened or not. But the the wife, was there at the table, and she was basically scolding anyone who agreed that this was outrageous. And she's like, so you would rather risk it and get a fine for $10,000? I'm like, yeah, I would. I would rather risk it and get a fine for $10,000. You miserable coward. Is what I don't know. The logic is twisted. I'm like, you're a very important person in this province, and you're you're sitting here backing up garbage laws that are extreme, overreactive, and overstepping. You could be a voice for honor, for truth, for justice, but yet you cower. And so people wonder why doctors are quiet and why medicine has gone to complete garbage. Because of this. Because the government has infiltrated every aspect of people's lives and it controls everything. The level of regulation here in the East Coast is insane. Everything is regulated by the government. This is the centralized approach of the government. This is no different than Nazism. Nazism was all centralized. And everyone feared the government because the government was everywhere. And it's no different. Let's not go to the extreme measure of Nazism. It's no different than a dictatorship. But that's how dictatorships operate, out of fear. They would rather cower in fear than pay a $10,000 fine or challenge the $10,000 fine. Do we know that the woman who reported on this woman, is the story even true? Did she really get a fine of $10,000? Did she end up in court and pay the $10,000? Nobody knows. But let's be afraid. So in the end, I guess the thing that I came to realize of all, TZ Burton, I just want to say Merry Christmas to you and the chat. I'm so happy you are streaming regularly, praying for your success in 2023. Thank you, TZ Burton, honey. What a lovely, lovely message attached to a donation. Grateful, grateful to you, and I hope this energy infiltrates the chat. Such positive, positive message. I agree. I truly wish everyone an incredible 2023. I know I'm ranting right now, but I wanted to discuss this global freedom movement. And I guess my last point is, of all the Western nations, Canada is the most troubled. Canada is the most plagued with unconscious human beings. And even spiritual communities know this. Kevin, we only have the illusion of freedom. Yes, it's only an illusion. And I find it funny that people are holding on to that illusion. I say bring it all down. Let it all come down. Let it all come down. And then we can start rebuilding. Thank you, Kevin, honey. Thank you for the donation, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Thank you, TZ Burton. I hope I didn't miss any other super chats. I'm just gonna go up and look. Doesn't look like I did. I know I've been ranting for 45 minutes, but that's all I wanted to rant about. I wanted to get it out of my system for 2022 so that we can start building new things, new everything. Everything's going to be amazing starting 2023. It will. It just will. I can feel it. I can feel it to the point that it's giving me anxiety throughout the day. And like, the future is bright. I don't know what to tell you. The future is bright. You gotta hit rock bottom in order to start seeing the light. And I believe a lot of us have hit rock bottom. A lot of us have. And some of us might still feel that we are still rock bottom, but work on yourself, do a lot of healing if you can. And if anyone here would like to know, I do have a Patreon. It's linked in my Arabian Oracle channel, where I do a lot of healing sessions. And I did promise Kevin that my next healing session is going to be about addictions in general, not just like substance addictions and whatnot. I'm going to do a healing session about addictions. And I think I like using healing frequencies. I'm still waiting for the tongue drum to arrive. So I might start using that in the new year. But I know the healing frequency I'm going to use for the addictions healing session. So that hopefully will be in the next week. And yeah, if anybody enjoys healing sessions, healing frequencies, go check out my Patreon. And yes, you guys are lovely, and your energy is lovely, and I appreciate everyone who's here. 29! Wow, that's a lot of folks. Is it the 8 o'clock? Is it the fact that I did it at 8 o'clock? Is it a better time than 7? Because I usually do 7. Or is it the topic? Or is it the discussion? What is it? What is it that makes 30 people be here? But yes, that's the end of my little rant. What sounds can I make? Can you hear that? What sound is that? I bought this software to help with my live streaming. Not sure if I'm going to stick with it, but I'm going to try it out for a month. You're seriously a super positive force in many of our lives. Thank you. I hope when I come on here and rant and discuss things that are a little bit controversial, that people, is it ding? Was it a ding? There's one that's a party. I want the party one. I can't really hear it here. But yeah, bell dinging. I want the party one. Oh, is it 148? Oh. Yes. Get ready, guys. 2023 is gonna be big. It's gonna be big, I'm telling you. It's gonna be big. Do your internal work right now. Oh, Kevin! Kevin. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Oh, was that one a honk? What's this one? Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the donation, honey. You can see a picture of Iman's beautiful Christmas tree. I always say the story. I don't know why, but when I was in Saudi Arabia, one of my biggest dreams, and you have to understand the oppression and the subjugation that we lived in, and the hatred that we were injected with towards everything Christian. We had religious authorities anytime near Christmas. They would raid all the shops, all the stores, any store that had anything similar to a Christmas tree or an ornament or a Christmas or anything Christianity. They would raid the store, remove everything, and shut the store down. One of my dreams, it was a dream, was to have a Christmas tree. It was a dream. I wanted it. I would dream of it. I would obsess over it. This was a dream of mine as I was growing up, because it was forbidden. And I manifested it. I don't know what to tell you. It might seem silly for people who live here in the West, because it's nothing. It was a Christmas tree is not a manifestation. Well, when you come from a part of the world that will kill you over a Christmas tree, it is a manifestation. And every year since I've been in Canada, I've had a Christmas tree every year. There has not been one year where I have not had a Christmas tree. And I celebrate Christmas, and I play Christmas music, and I enjoy the Christmas spirit. I enjoy it. And I don't care. I don't care what people think. So yes, I dreamt and I manifested. So I urge you, as we finish 2022, dream, journal. Don't give two craps about what other people say to you, the limitations they put on you. Don't listen to anyone. Make your dreams come true. Write them down. Dream. Seed your reality. Bring it into 2023. That's all I have to say. So yeah. No, I live in an apartment building. They don't allow real trees. Which is fine. I had a real tree. I used to own a condo when I was a doctor in Canada. And I used to always make sure to go out and buy a real tree. And I used to love the smell. But holy moly, the cleanup. I just have a plastic one now, or whatever, artificial one, which I love. I enjoy. I went out and I spent a pretty penny on it because I wanted a nice big tree that would last me years and that I could decorate. And I bought all kinds of ornaments, all the colors, everything. And every year I have choices to pick. Now that I'm broke, I have no money, I can't afford to go out and buy ornaments. I bought all the ornaments from before. I have them, and I get to pick and choose. So there. And even Kevin tells you my Christmas tree is beautiful. So there. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Oh yeah. That's what vacuum cleaners. It clogged up my vacuum cleaner, and my cat ate up all the needles, and it got sick. Holy moly, man. And I ended up spending $300 on the cat because it ate all the tree needles. Cats are funny. Cats are weird. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Hang Christmas balls on the tree. I have ornaments. Yeah. I have ornaments. I have all kinds of things. And I have a Christmas outfit that I'm going to dress up in. Riel Elizabeth, are you going to keep doing these live streams? Yes. Yes, I would like to see, even if my fundraiser doesn't hit its target, I think I'm going to continue with these live streams. I do. I enjoy you guys a lot, and I love you. And you guys are my community right now. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and I like catching up with you. I like hearing your stories. I like seeing your pictures. I follow some of you on Instagram, Brielle. Yeah, no, I believe this is my family. Like, yeah, that's how I see it. It's, you have to understand, when I disappeared for the past 2 years, I was dealing with this lawsuit on my own, trying to figure out what to do with it. And I didn't know what to do with the channel because I had broken off from my own team and I really didn't have any more guidance. And I needed, at the same time, I spiritually woke up and the universe was communicating with me, and I thought that I was going crazy. But I have a crazy cat. Really, Kevin? Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Thank you for the donation, Kevin. Yeah, I disappeared. Um, I thought I was going nuts. I didn't know what this was, this communication that was happening with the universe. And I did my own research and I did my own search, and I came to find out that it's not just me, that this has happened to a lot of other people. And I decided to create my spiritual channel because I was so lost and confused about what was happening to me. And the people that were working with me on my One Godless Woman channel started ridiculing me and making fun of me about my spiritual awakening. And they just wouldn't take it seriously at all. So I started my spiritual channel, and it's slow to grow, and that's fine because I'd like to connect with those who are going through something similar. And if I can help one person, then it's all worth it. Just one. Just one. I don't want, I'm not going to tell you I don't want to see my channel grow to, thousands of subscribers and supporters, and my Patreon to become a stable source of income for me and to help people, and for me to become known. I love that. Is it the main reasoning that I'm doing this? No. No, it's not. If it comes, I will be very grateful and I will be happy because I believe I can help people. I do. And as weird as this sounds, one of the things that I know about myself from my own communication with my guides, yeah, with my guides, is my light, my healing. The way I heal people is through my voice. Through my voice. I don't sing. I do meditations, and I also have a thing that has been expressed to me not only through through the universe or my guides, but through people, and that is the healing frequencies. I have a thing about healing frequencies and my voice. That is the gift that I have, and that is how I help people awaken, which is why a lot of people hate it when I talk. Yeah, those who are resisting their own awakening, and yeah, it's. I said it to Kevin, I think, in Patreon. The lighthouse, I think of myself as a lighthouse, standing in the dark, in the middle of a storm, trying to emit a light to guide. And unfortunately, the most lost people are the ones that need this light the most. And when you do shine the light, you can attract people towards their own path, but you can also attract a lot of trouble. So I'm aware of this. I'm very aware that the words I speak can be healing, but at the same time are extremely triggering to people. I'm very aware of that. And I try not to react. I try to take that into consideration when people give me thumbs down, thumb downs, or start attacking me for this, that, or the other. I really try to take that into consideration and not fire back at somebody. I used to do that in the past. I used to take it personal, but I've been healing a lot of my own wounds as well. The reactivity has definitely gotten less. So that's how I can help people. And that's a lot of the stuff that I talk about in my Patreon as well. Yes, I always play 432 hertz. Always, 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 always. It is playing right now. It has been playing throughout this entire live stream. I play it in every meditation that I play, that I record. I play it in every healing session. I play 432 like religion. And interestingly enough, I believe 432 is the frequency emitted by some of the pyramids. Not sure which ones. The Giza, the Pyramid of Giza, which I have visited. Yeah, but yeah, 432 I'm big on. I'm aware of all of them, not just 432. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, what do you think? I think it's time to wrap it up. Wrap it up. And whatever you want me to talk about next, leave a comment on any of maybe leave a comment under this live stream. If there's a specific topic you want me to talk about, oh, Kevin, you are helping me on my journey, and I like your voice. Oh, Kevin, you big flirt. Thank you, Kevin. You are amazing. I enjoy your comments. I enjoy everything. I enjoy the interactions that I have with all my Patreons, including you, Kevin. I'm very happy that we found each other. Very happy. Very happy. You guys make me happy. Stay with me. Let's finish off this year on a positive note. Yeah. Finish off this year on a positive note. And yes, Brielle Elizabeth, I'm going to continue streaming into 2023. And we shall see what life will bring us as we move into the new year. And then into 2024. And then into 2025. Okay, guys. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you.